What is the most humiliating thing someone made you do at their house? My girlfriend's mom made me take a drug test before I could take her daughter to prom. I was 18 and had been dating Sarah for 6 months when prom season arrived. Everything seemed normal until I went to pick up Sarah for dress shopping and her mom intercepted me at the door. Mrs. Rodriguez had always been polite but distant. This time, she had a serious expression and was holding a small white box. "Before you go anywhere with my daughter," she said, "we need to have a conversation." She led me to their kitchen and set the box on the counter. It was a home drug testing kit. "I know what teenagers do at parties," she continued, "and I won't have my daughter around someone who uses drugs." I stared at the box, completely confused. "Mrs. Rodriguez, I've never done drugs. I don't even drink." She crossed her arms. "That's what they all say. This test will prove it." Sarah appeared in the doorway looking mortified. "Mom, what are you doing?" she gasped. "Taking care of my daughter," Mrs. Rodriguez replied firmly. "If he's as clean as he claims, this won't be a problem." The test required me to provide a urine sample right there in their downstairs bathroom while she waited outside the door. I felt like a criminal being processed at jail. My hands were shaking as I read the instructions, trying to figure out how to properly collect the sample. This was supposed to be a fun day shopping for prom, not a medical examination to prove my worthiness. When I came out with the test strip, Mrs. Rodriguez examined it like she was a forensic scientist. She compared the colors to the chart on the box multiple times, clearly disappointed when everything came back negative. "Well," she said reluctantly, "I suppose you passed." Sarah was crying from embarrassment. "I can't believe you just made my boyfriend pee in a cup like he's some kind of addict," she sobbed. "I was protecting you," her mom snapped back. "You can thank me later when your friends are dealing with drug-addicted boyfriends." The worst part was that Mrs. Rodriguez made me sign a written agreement promising to remain drug-free for the entire relationship. She'd typed up an actual contract with bullet points about expectations and consequences. If Sarah ever came home acting strange, she'd make me take another test immediately. That day shopping for prom was ruined. Every store we went to, Sarah kept apologizing for her mom's behavior. "She's never done anything like this before," she kept saying. But I could tell she was just as humiliated as I was by the whole situation. The final insult came when we got back to Sarah's house. Mrs. Rodriguez asked to see receipts from everything we'd bought to make sure I wasn't spending money on suspicious items. She literally went through Sarah's shopping bags looking for anything that might indicate drug use. Prom night, Mrs. Rodriguez made me take a breathalyzer test before we left, and again when I brought Sarah home. She'd borrowed it from her friend who worked as a probation officer. Standing in their foyer, blowing into a machine while wearing a tuxedo was probably the most degrading experience of my high school career. Sarah and I broke up 2 months later, not because we didn't care about each other, but because dating someone whose mother treated me like a suspected criminal was exhausting. Every time I picked Sarah up, I wondered what new test or interrogation was waiting for me. A year later, I ran into Sarah at the grocery store. She told me her mom had made her next 3 boyfriends take drug tests too. Apparently one of them actually failed, which only convinced Mrs. Rodriguez that her testing policy was brilliant and necessary. The irony is that I ended up becoming a pharmacist, and now I administer drug tests as part of my job. Every time I hand someone a collection cup, I remember how humiliating it felt to have my integrity questioned by someone who barely knew me. At least now people getting tested understand it's for legitimate medical or legal reasons, not because someone's mom has trust issues.